I ain't hungry. First, I always say hungry dogs run fast. I ain't hungry. I'm starving.
Hurd takes the snap. He's back. He's going to run. He's in. Touchdown! Jalen Hurd.
When that cage opens up again, our teeth are snarling. We're drooling. We're ready. We're hungry, ready to hunt again.
Dallas. We hate you. Braves need to snow. The Eagles train to go. The Eagles win.
And again, and again, and again.
It ain't about them. It's about us. We play up to our potential. Each and every one of us together. Nobody can beat us. I promise you. Promise you.
What is up, my brews, my bird brews? We are back. It's another Speaking Birds. I'm your boy Speaks. Eagles defeat the Browns. Oh yeah, we are here joined once again with the boy John, the boy Clayton. What up, fellas?
How we doing? Let's go. We're back a little bit.
What's up? Good to be here.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's a big day for an Eagles legend. Shout out our boy BG Brandon Graham, his 200th game as an Eagle. I mean, that's an impressive milestone.
Oh man, congratulations to the old man. I just have a couple things pulled up on that. This is 200th game. Then the next up in line would be Jason Kelsey, 193, Cox, 188, David Akers, 188. Dawkins, 183, Harold Carmichael, 180, Brent Selleck, the old boy, 175, and Chuck Bednarik, 169, Trey Thomas, 166, and then John Dornbos, 162. So congratulations to Brandon Graham. Happy to see that, dude. And he's still playing at a great level.
Yeah. Doing something no other Eagle has ever done in the history of
Love
the
it.
franchise. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I think he had a quote. They asked him about it post game, or they were talking to him about it, and he said something along the lines of, it's great as a vet in his position to be playing such an impactful position on a team. Usually, a vet that that tenured kind of sits on the sideline, and they kind of pick and choose when to use him. But he's putting in work.
Well, I'll say this: that doesn't say too much about the defensive line either,
For sure.
Yeah. Which is kind of sad to say, but I love Brandon Graham as much as everybody, so I'm glad he's out there doing it, and good for him. Again, congratulations.
Yeah, all-time great Eagle, man. Congrats. I'm glad he got that milestone. Much deserved.
I wonder if there's anyone. Who's the next guy up? Would it be like Lane Johnson? I wonder where
No,
he's
it's
at.
Kelsey at 193.
Kelsey's done, though.
Yeah, I mean, like who? If like, is it?
Oh,
is
the
it,
next guy up, that's a player.
Yeah,
it's still active.
I'm not sure because he's not even in that list. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, because Lane missed
I can look into that.
games.
Yeah.
I mean, he was suspended there early in
A lot
his
of that.
career.
He had the anxiety and the mental health stuff. So
Yeah, so.
Right. Well, shout out BG, man. Love you here. Love you here at Speaking Birds, guys.
100%.
The Eagles win 20-16. We moved to 3-2. This was a game at times kind of felt like a loss, but it's hard to win in the NFL, and we did it today. Guys, initial thoughts.
Super happy for the win. I think that's gives Philadelphia, the city, a little bit of their heart back. Not a crazy big win though, so it's like, I don't know if we're not there yet. But again, a win's a win anyway in the NFL. So good for them,
Yeah. So I'll get the obligatory, it's hard to win in the NFL, win's a win, all that stuff out of there, because it's true. But I'm disappointed with the way today went. I look at this team, and I'm disappointed with it. I don't think this was a great win. I'm happy we got the win. If we didn't, oh my God, who the hell knows? So I'm happy that we squeaked out a 4-point win on the Browns, one of the worst teams in the NFL, at home, off of a bye. I'm glad we were able to pull off, 4-point win here. But there is a ton of stuff wrong with this team, and I'm just starting to come to the realization, and maybe starting to grasp and accept that maybe this team is just average, and maybe it's not even average. Like, maybe this is what it is. I know it's still early in the season, and I think maybe being burnt last year, and then I'm still reeling from the Phillies. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I know we were not supposed to talk about them,
Oh,
but
that's okay.
that feeling, like I feel like I've seen this before, and I'm not gonna be duped again. So until this team comes out and plays like it should, I'm disappointed. Like I'm disappointed.
For sure. And let's get into what's wrong. I mean, I agree with you 100%. This is the fifth straight time no points in the first quarter. We're coming out sluggish. That's on coaching. Coming off a bye week. I mean, you got 2 weeks to prepare for this moment.
Well,
I mean, come on.
let's look at it like this. So I got the first drive down here. The first play of the game on offense. It's a pitch to Saquon on the left side. Gets 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards. And then they're right to passing again. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's like you get 5 yards on the first run of the game, and then we're passing.
Which didn't do well.
Yeah, I mean,
in that drive.
It's 3 and out. You know what I mean? It's a 3 and out is what it leads to. It's like I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. And maybe that's Kellen Moore. Maybe that's Nick. Maybe it's coming down like we want to be this passing team. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't know either. I mean, it's it just yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Yeah, it goes back to like Jesus, man. Like 2 weeks, these great moments. That's what you come up with?
Yeah, it's no brainer.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the offensive play calling and scheme were it just to have 2 weeks to come in and attack this team. Don't get me wrong. The Browns are a talented football team. Okay, they are mainly held back by injuries in their quarterback. Like, let's just be real with one another here. They have like great talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball, but the offensive side too. But I mean,
They have
you had
really good talent on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like this is a talented football team. The only thing that's holding them back is their quarterback and their injuries, specifically on the offensive line, which they took another ding today. But it, to have 2 weeks to sit there and dissect this team, to see what your rivals did in Washington to them the week prior, and to come out and have the game plan like you're just throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks. There's no identity here. There's no rhyme or reason. And this is a snap take because I haven't went back and looked at the all 22, and when you watch the broadcast, you can't really tell what the hell is going on.
Right.
You have to go back and look at the all 22 to really see what happened in that game. So
let's put this out there just so the fans know. Clayton usually drives down about an hour to watch the game with me. Alex is in California. We're both in Pennsylvania, me and Clayton. And then when we do this post-game podcast, Clayton has to drive an hour home. So just so that's out there. Yeah. A lot of like not being able to see all of what you want to see. So
right.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, so I mean, so you haven't looked at it, but it's like this game plan did not look, at least offensively, did not look good at all. It didn't look like a game plan. Like it just looked like they were just calling plays like some random select on a Madden. Like I didn't know what the object was to attack this defense. And honestly, like when Ward goes out there and you realize that your run game is not working, I would have thrown the ball a little more.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have started attacking there because their secondary was depleted. They were already missing both their starting safeties. Or no, I think 3 of their starting safeties were out at that point. And then they lost Denzel Ward. It was like, dude, I would have just kept attack. Whoever, I think it's Newsome, 0 on the other team. Whoever that guy is, whoever he lined up against, I would have thrown the ball to that person every single play. And I bet you 90% of the time you would have been successful. But then how me sitting at home watching the broadcast, how can I see this? And the guys that are paid to do this, watching it, and actually calling the plays don't see this. Like there's a disconnect. And I've been a Kellen Moore fan and defender, and he's starting to lose me. And I don't know if it's Nick. I don't know if it's Jalen. I don't know if it is Kellen. But either way, something is messed up here with this offense, with those 3 people, and it needs to get goddamn fixed. Or this team is it's not even a playoff. It may make it to the playoffs, and it's gonna get curb stomped like it did last year, because that's what it's looking like right now. And I get it. It's our 5th game. There's still a lot of football to be played. But come on, man.
No,
Week 5, this is game 5. You need to start looking coherent.
this is the game we should have dominated, right?
This is the get right game, dude. This was the coming out of the bye. Everybody's back healthy. Zero excuses. They're just like I said, zero excuses. You should have dropped 30 plus on this team, and you squeaked by. And that's on the offense. The defense did its job. The defense held this team to under 16 points, which they were averaging 18 coming in. The defense actually only gave up 9 points because special teams gave up the touchdown.
Let me say this, Saquon Barkley, 18 carries, 47 yards.
Exactly. They had a game plan to
Shut
come
him
in
down.
and shut Barkley down, and they did it. So with their front being healthy, or the healthiest part of that defense, and their back end, hurt already coming in, and then they lost their best secondary or their best coverage player, why wouldn't you attack more on the back end? I mean, it's like we're doing the opposite of what we should do every freaking week, and it's getting old, man. Like I'm starting to lose my shit with this team.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Let's think about the starts. You posed a great question last week, and I told you it was a scramble for me to get this game going on my end. But we won the coin flip and we elected to receive, correct?
No, they deferred.
Oh, they deferred. Okay.
Yeah, they took it out of our hands.
Okay. Yeah. No, everything you're saying is right. I mean, like, I don't. It almost seems like they're trying to do the opposite, like you said. So I don't know.
It's great.
What do you think? Like, okay, so we throw all that out there, but how do you fix it? Like, if we look at it, like what is actually going wrong? Why are they unable to get it right?
That's the
Man.
question.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, who do you point the finger at? Is it Nick? Because if it's Nick, like, this is something that was addressed coming into the season. Like, even upper management said, hey, Nick, keep your fucking finger off the offense, okay? We're bringing somebody in to handle that. You don't
Right.
touch this anymore. So if he is still interfering with that, then that's a problem. What's a bigger problem is if he's not interfering with it and it's Kellen Moore or it's Hurts. But either of those two situations, I don't know how you fix that.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah, I think if Nick, yeah, I mean, I think we know that Nick still has a fingerprint on this, and I think you have to completely just say, like, you're done. There's no more situational input. There's no more, like, you're not in the meetings. You are relegated to just the CEO, head coach. You are a game manager. You lay off the offense. Like, it's done. You're done. We're giving Kellen Moore 100% reins of this thing, and we'll see.
Let's do that for at least 1 week and see what happens. And if it's not that, then we know it's not Nick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a trial. We gotta start trialing. Yeah. And I'll bring up. We'll get into it. The elephant in the room. What is with that haircut? Like, I mean,
he went full Britney Spears.
Oh, 100%.
He's having a breakdown.
Yeah. His eyes this week were so black and blue. I was like, Jesus, man. I know he's not sleeping. But, you're on the hot seat. You might get fired. So I get it. Like, he's not sleeping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not doing well.
And, they asked him about that, and he gave a good answer. He gave the coach answer that, you'd expect to go, like, I don't think about that. Like, I only control. Dude, you think about it. Look at your face. Look at your eyes. This is definitely on your mind. You were worried you were going to lose this game today, and if you lost this game today, then that's the countdown. Like, if this game was a loss today, the Nick countdown starts for real, in earnest, today.
Yeah, God. Why would the countdown start? It's just an automatic fire for me. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy that people still want to stand behind this guy.
I'll speak on that.
Hot take.
No. I mean, look, everything you're saying is right. I'll speak on that. I feel like there's this connotation that if you fire a coach mid-season after a loss, I mean, look,
you're a disaster then.
We would have been 2-3. Yeah, season's over, and I don't think as a city, as an organization, I don't think that they want to. They don't. That's something that's not in our DNA is to give up on a
Right.
season 5 games in.
And plus, if you pull back, if everybody takes a breath and pulls back, we're not in bad spot right now at 3-2. We have a very easy schedule coming up. I mean, well, easy for most teams. It'll be fucking tight games or blowouts, against for us. But most teams, the upcoming schedule, it looks pretty simple. It looks winnable, like very, very possible to go 3-1 in this next stint. 4-0.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we just went one, so the next 3 games here.
2-1. Or
So
no,
I'm
yeah.
thinking, you pull back, you look at it, you're like, okay, you're not in a terrible position. You lose this game today, you're still not in a terrible position, but
The writing's on the wall of what is.
yeah, it gets a little bit, murkier there.
Yeah. I get it. And, I'm not done dumping on Sirianni here. I got a list. Hold on. Let me shuffle through my.
Oh,
Let me like. Okay, so all right. After the game, there's some in-game stuff, but I want to touch on his after the game. Did you see he's jawing at the fans?
his own
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
dude.
that came after a lot of people don't know this because if you're watching the game, you don't know. But if you watch Eagles media, come halftime, he's getting fire Sirianni chants.
Yeah, they were running to the locker rooms there. There was a fire Sirianni chant that came up with the way the first half ended there.
And you're gonna be mad at that? I mean, you're a competitor, dude. You should honestly be
Well,
like, I'm gonna fire myself. You're a competitor, and you're mad at that a fan base such as the Eagles fan base is calling for your head.
You're definitely not a professional when you come in and win the game by 4 points and you start yapping at the crowd.
Yeah,
I
you turn
guess.
around jawing at the crowd like you just did something. It's like, dude, no. You guys were supposed to win this game. Vegas, which is their job to make money off of these games, gave you a 9-point cushion. Actually, they gave you an 8.5, and then people bet the Eagles so bad they moved the line up to 9. That's how confident Vegas was in this team. I guarantee you moving forward, they're going to double think that
Oh, for
because
sure.
this team is wildly average for as much talent as it has. And I mean, it. I don't know where all the blame goes, but I know a decent amount of it has to go to your head coach. Doesn't matter what position,
Yes.
if he's a CEO, if he's a defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, whatever. Whatever he's doing as the head coach, like that's his job to have the team ready to go, looking good. And this team has not looked good since 22. I'm sorry, 10-1 last year, that was fine. Not one time did I feel good. Did I feel like a 10-1 team last
Yeah.
year? And it's
Yeah,
just
no.
it's
Well,
seeped
listen.
over into this year.
As an Eagles fan, you can't be happy about what you saw today. I know a win's a win. We've already said that, but like you cannot be happy with what you saw today.
I mean, and if we're looking for positives, this is the positive I will give you. This is the first game the Eagles didn't turn the ball over. I mean, if you go to
Yes.
the official stats, there's no turnovers. Although there was a
Yes.
blocked field goal for a touchdown,
Jesus.
which, like, come on, man. What the hell?
We'll get to the positives. I'm not done with the negatives. All right.
Okay,
No,
bring it,
let's
bring it,
I'm-
bring it.
let's do
hold on,
negatives first because I got
Yeah.
a few things too.
Here, this is another. Hold on, I'll just get this in. This is another Sirianni behavioral issue. He was he was caught. He was caught during the game. He was getting into it with Browns player. Was it Greg Newsome Jr.?
Yeah.
And, Newsome had to be pulled back by one of his teammates. Again, it's like, dude, are you that fragile right now? Like, are you like you're like full Britney Spears? You're really going full breakdown mode. I mean, like the whole I'm so competitive. I'm one of you. Like that's it's not cute anymore, and and it needs to stop. Needs to stop quick.
Yeah, I agree. Like, leave the sidelines alone. You don't need to be talking to players. You're a head coach of a football team, and just be an adult. Just be an
professional.
adult. Yeah, be a professional. Exactly.
I mean, that's what you are, the face of your franchise, man. Like, you're the face of the team. Be an adult. Don't be out there jawing with like the Kansas City thing last year. Like that
Right.
that went right through me. Like that right there, I was like, oh my god, dude, just shut up, Nick. Please shut up. Like Kansas City has owned us. So you squeaked one out against them, and you're acting like you just won the Super Bowl. Guess what? They beat us in the Super Bowl. They beat you in the Super Bowl. Shut up.
Exactly.
Just be gracious in victory, and just, go back to your locker room. And then if you want to talk shit in front of your team. Get your team pumped up. Don't be talking shit to fans. Don't be talking shit to opposing players. Like, get out of here. That's Bush League stuff, man. I have a huge issue. That's one of my biggest issues with him, is his immaturity. And I was hoping that was addressed in the offseason as one of the things. Okay, we're going to bring you back, Nick, but you got to act like a professional. Act like you've been here before. I get you can be fiery and jaw with the refs and, do your little antics on the sideline, but the second you start jawing with opposing players and drawing with fans, whether they're your own fans or opposing fans, like, okay, that's a problem.
Yeah. I agree.
You're mentally insecure.
It's a clown, man.
Dude, just like let's attack it. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy's
I mean,
insecure. He's
yeah.
insecure.
I mean,
okay. Yeah, go ahead.
no, it's just what it is. That's all I was gonna say. So
Well, so from his sideline antics to in game, man, I thought that series before half was, I mean, I know there's stuff that went on with Barkley and everything, and then not getting the first down, but
let's talk about that.
I didn't like how Nick managed that at all. Like, you're letting the clock run down, and I get it. Like, you had time, you can let it run down, in my opinion. But like, call a timeout there. You got 3 timeouts. Like, Brown's cooking. He's getting going. Like, you could tell like the players were sensing some sort of urgency, and they really didn't need to, in my opinion. But I didn't like a.
I mean, not only that, like they give that nice I guess we'll call it a wheel route. I could be wrong. To Barkley there, and he runs it out of bounds and doesn't get the first down. It's like the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. So
yeah, it was like he was more concerned, and we had timeouts, which is what blows my mind. He was more concerned about getting out of bounds and stopping the clock than he was about getting the first down. And then, not only that, so it's what, 3rd and short there?
yeah,
And instead of just shoving it 2 straight times, which has been working every single time we did it, what did we do? I think we threw the ball there and failed, and then we tried. What happened?
It was 2nd, and we handed it to, or no, we threw it to Barkley, and then Barkley misses the block.
Oh, that's what it was.
Sacked big.
That's right.
Sacked big. Yeah, that's what it was.
And then we have to kick the field goal, and it's blocked.
And that's a 10-point swing. Like, that's unacceptable. Like,
yeah, and not only that, we have to down it and give them the ball right back in the half. So it wasn't even really like they scored and then got the ball immediately back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was trash. Again, why are you throwing it on 3rd and whatever, short right there, 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches? To even put yourself in a situation to get sacked. Just shove it. And if you miss the shove on 3rd down, you shove it on the 4th down.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. And you have what?
Poor.
I think we had 3. I could be wrong on this. I think we had 3 timeouts there, but we definitely had 2.
We definitely had 2.
I mean?
For 100% sure, we definitely had 2.
So it's like, it's a no-brainer. Like, even if you get the first down, now it should have been on Saquon to get the first down there. And
it all starts with him right there.
Yeah.
If you don't step out of bounds early there, you run through the guy rather than worrying about the clock.
He cost us 7 right there. He literally cost us 7.
At least 3. At the very least, he cost us 3. Probably 7.
I'll say this, and it could be a hot take, and I know I texted you, John, during in-game, and you kind of had, I mean, I think you were on the same page. Saquon, his situational hiccups are kind of starting to hurt this team.
For sure.
If he doesn't get that, if he doesn't get that cleaned up, I don't care how good of a running back you are. If situationally you are costing us games in these big situations, that's not okay.
Yeah, especially on the basics. I mean, this is the goddamn basics, man. Like, just do the basic football things that are basic.
Because he could have got the first down right there. That's what's so frustrating. He could have got that easily. Like, he may not even had to run through the guy to get it.
Well,
Just
let's say
fucking step 2 more steps forward, dude, and then step out.
Again, not only that, we have 2 timeouts. So
don't even step out. Just keep going.
Why don't you get another 5, 6, 7 yards? You know what I mean? Let's just call the goddamn timeout.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I didn't understand that play. It was
very basic. just do the very basic.
Yeah. I
That
don't know.
pissed me off. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
I think defensively, like you said, Clayton, I think we played a great game, but I gotta say that we're going back to that what was it? It was the defensive series before the half. I just a player stood out to me, Chauncey. I feel like he had a terrible series. First, he's going for the ball. It runs into Q, takes away Q's first career interception, and Q wasn't happy about it. That same series, he completely whiffs on a tackle that he could have stuck the guy. I mean, he really could have rung his bell. He whiffs on that. He's been doing this whole shoulder whiff thing. I don't know where that's coming from or why is he doing it. But and then he's in coverage when they convert that fourth down. So man, he just stuck out like a sore thumb. He had a bad series in my opinion, but I didn't like it.
before this game, Chauncey, well, again, so the bye hurts my stats here, but Chauncey had missed 8 tackles over the year. I think he was second in the NFL in missed tackles, and then third in the NFL as far as touchdowns touchdowns received as a corner. But again, this was before the bye when I had these stats.
Yeah.
So between him and Quignon, at first I was furious, at Chauncey, coming in there and
Going
doing
for
that.
the ball too. I get that.
But,
I mean,
but like that's kind of like, they're both trying to make a play.
I get that.
I get it. The missed tackles and being out of protection is a huge disaster. I mean, it's a disaster for this team. And this is just the goddamn Cleveland Browns. So it's like whenever we play somebody that's good, I mean, we're gonna get teed off on, which we have been.
Yeah, they'll make you pay.
Yeah.
But I mean, 100%. I mean, he's just inconsistent. Like he'll come up with some big plays during the game. Like I forget who he stuck. Big.
Yeah. That's his second
the
half.
tight end, Jonku. He came up and stuck him. Nice, dude. But I mean, that's just it. Like he'll have a good play here and there, but then there's a missed tackle, or he's out of position, or a blown assignment. It's like, man, just need you to play consistently. And that honestly, if we want to touch on the defense, so negative on the defense, I don't know if it's Vic Fangio's scheme. Is it so hard to comprehend and to pick up? Because a lot of this stuff, especially just from and like I said, I haven't watched the 22, so just on the broadcast, watching what we were doing, trying to defend the run, we were out of position, gap responsibility wise, quite a bit on a lot of those big runs. That was gap responsibility errors. And then again, I have to go back and look and see, but it almost looked like we weren't blitzing to disrupt Watson. We were almost run blitzing, and we were wrong on those too. Like we were missing on those. We were in the wrong gaps. So it's just like is a lot of the defensive woes I feel right now are people out of position, not where they should be, not knowing their assignment or not doing their assignment. So if we can just clean that up, I think the defense will round into shape. Now, I mean, depending on what happens with Slay, that's a problem. Isaiah Rodgers, he came back in, but I mean, it looked like he re-injured that freaking hand that was surgically repaired. Keeley, they teed off on him. So the secondary could kind of be a little bit of a question mark moving forward, depending on what injuries look like. But
I
think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I was gonna say, I thought Keeley came in when he was in there. He came in immediately, just laid the hit of the game on was it their running back, and then he drew the face mask, and then they did get him on a play, but that was a great pass by Watson to Cooper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought Keeley did he didn't do terrible, in my opinion. I think he held his own.
Don't worry, Avante Maddox got to play Fortnite all week because he was second string.
I did see him out there for a snap or two, but I was
he
glad
may come back and be the man.
I was glad to see Coop out there.
Cooper Deshaun, that's Well, go ahead before
No,
you say that. Let's
I was
go
gonna
on to
say,
Cooper DeJean.
I
Yeah,
was gonna lead into the.
yeah. Go
We
ahead.
had
Go ahead.
five
You got it.
we had 5 sacks today, and
Yes.
looking back, that should be a positive, right? I, I don't. In the past, when you see this team get like 5+ sacks and stuff, that means we were back there just that quarterback had a bad day. I don't feel like we were all over Watson
No.
today, like a five. Like I just pump the brakes on that 5 sack. It was good to see the defense come up with 5 sacks, but it wasn't the type of 5 sack game that we're used to seeing out of this defense, specifically the front line up there just
I
wreaking
totally
havoc
agree.
in the quarterback's face, putting the quarterback on his back constantly. This was just kind of like more Watson, blundering into stuff or a blitz getting there type of deal, more than the front dominating. So when you look at for the people that just look at the stat line, pump the brakes on the 5 sacks. It wasn't that dominant.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Go. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex.
Oh, go ahead.
Moro Jomo is playing a great game today. He should have the first sack, but it goes to Cooper DeJean, and then Cooper DeJean comes in, and he should have a monster sack in the Browns red zone, and fucking blows it, man, blows it.
And if you go back and watch the replay on that, he's not even wrapping the dude up. He comes in with his arm bent and just tries to give him an elbow. It's like, dude, this isn't college. And this is, of course, he's a rookie. So he's going to understand he can't just run in and blast somebody like that. Like, you got to come in with mean intentions and wrap up and take these guys down. And that's something that he'll learn. But that was like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Watson should have been out of the game, and that should have been 2 points. Possibly, knocked the ball out of his hand and we scored.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But we're seeing him blitzed. We're seeing him getting there.
I like it.
That's refreshing. It's like, oh man. And we might be leading into the positive. But I like seeing Cooper Sharp out there. Yeah, I said Cooper Sharp. That's I like seeing him out there flying around, man. I thought he brought a spark. I thought he brought an energy out there. I thought he played well.
Yeah. And I'll put my hand up. I wasn't sure that he was going to play well this first game, but I was 100% on board just throwing him into the fire. But I'll put my hand up. I was wrong. He went out there and, I mean, he, at least from what I seen of him, he looked good. Like, he looked like he belonged on the field today, which is very, very encouraging.
Yeah, I was worried about him.
I feel like he gave up, and this could be on Vic too, with the zone coverage and shit. But I think he gave up at least one that I remember watching. It was like a cross across the field there, and I felt like he was on the guy mainly, and then maybe it was zone coverage. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
we
about.
We talked about it. Yeah. It was like a guy was doing like a cross across the field or whatever, and he was actually out there on him. I'd say it maybe as the nickel, and then he didn't stay with him, so it had to have been zone coverage. And then what's his name, Blankenship, come up and made the tackle.
Yeah,
but so I don't know. Again, I'd have to rewatch that. It could be on scheme. So, but other than that, I thought he played extremely well. Extremely well.
Yeah, he didn't stand out like in coverage, like giving up plays to me, like that. Like, you don't really want to notice a guy in coverage if getting beat. And I didn't notice him really getting beat bad today. In fact, most of the stuff I noticed was his blitzing and him coming in and making tackles. After guys that caught the ball, he made a few nice tackles as well. But if we're going, another negative, I don't know what the missed tackles were today, but I don't think the tackling was great again. It was better than it was in Tampa, but it's hard to get worse than that. But I didn't feel like tackling was all that great today. And again, it's just, I think it's more of guys being out of position. Like, you have to be in position to tackle. And if you're out of position and, you're going to miss tackles, it's going to be harder to hit.
Yeah, I noticed a few.
One guy that I feel like doesn't get enough flowers, if you will, is Zach Bond.
Yeah. Oh, he blew some guy up today. You see that?
Oh, the running back. Yeah.
Then he got the penalty immediately after that. Yeah.
Was that a penalty though? What do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, if you go to the letter of the law, but I mean, it was kind of.
Well, they threw Hurts down. Like, it's like, where's that call on Hurts? They
they don't
hit him
give
in the
us
back
calls.
when the ball's up.
They're not going to give Hurts that.
I think we got the most picked up penalties. I mean, again, I don't have this stat, but I'd be hard pressed to say that the Eagles don't get more picked up penalties going against them than
Oh yeah, like
the other team.
it'll look like something blatant. The flag's thrown, and you're like, yes, they threw the flag, and then the ref will come over and pick the flag up. There is no penalty on the play. Like what? What? Okay, that
Well,
happens constantly to us.
the one was, you know, the Devontae Smith,
Yeah,
pass
Yeah.
interference, which
That
in
was
my
clear-
opinion,
that was clear pass interference.
I agree, dude. Like, and I don't want to be the guy that disagrees just because it's for the Eagles, you know what I mean? But like, in my opinion, that's pass interference.
Yeah, I mean the guy made no attempt to. I
He
mean
ripped his
impeding
shoulder.
Smith. He's impeding Smith's ability to go back for the ball, and he didn't make any attempt to turn his head or anything. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Oh
Yeah.
wait! Oh, you said something that sparked, and I thought I had.
What do you got?
Like you said, something like it always happens to us. Maybe I don't watch enough football, and this might happen around the league. But you ever notice like when teams play us, it's always some crazy stat happens. It'll be like, I forget what it was today. It's like the first time in 30 games the Browns were able to, and it's like we're constantly getting stuff like that where it's like, does this happen to everyone, or there's just always records being broke? But it's always like the first time in 12 years that the Browns have been able to. It's like, what? How now?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it does feel like that. I do notice those little stats popping up during the broadcast.
It's like, how are we the ones in 12 years to give up this like specific stat?
I mean, you look at it, this defense isn't very good. Neither is the offense.
No, right now,
If you want to be honest. So,
Guys, get it all out. What negative? We're getting it out. Anything else?
yeah, I got one more thing. This is something I wanted to ask both of you, and just something I wanted to ask. So we always talk about, and I talked to Clayton about this earlier, but we always talk about like how Hurts may be uncomfortable under center, and obviously it's an assumption. We don't know for sure, right? But the question is for me, running out of shotgun, does that force you to be like a zone read, run pass option offense? Right? That's my question, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, with a guy like Hurts, right? Because he's a threat with his legs. Like we want that, that threat, right?
Well, I mean, like obviously you're not getting the 3-4 steps, under
the
center.
head of steam. Yeah, you're not getting the head of steam to hit the hole.
Like, I mean, and do we like that? I guess it's a two-part question. You know what I mean?
Do I want like a Jonathan Gannon type guy? I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see Saquon with a head of steam. I thought like looking back, like remember Murray when we got DeMarco Murray?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Everyone's like,
Is that where we're going?
No, but like remember we completely used him wrong. Like, are we doing the same thing with Barkley?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good take.
Like, should we be giving Barkley this
pitching him to the outside?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think if it is true that Hurts, which again today we had 0 snaps from under center, just throwing that out there. If you do believe that the Hurts doesn't like to run underneath center, then it would make it, I think, more beneficial almost if you're always going to be in shotgun or pistol to have that zone read because Hurts is a threat.
Sure.
So it kind of, I won't say negates, but like mitigates the fact that you're not getting a full head of steam. So instead, the defense, instead of being able to get their full head of steam coming downfield at you, they have to kind of read you and react to you more. So I think that would be the only advantage to doing like the zone read, and that's why we do it with Hurts. Not wanting to be under center and him being a threat to run it. But no, to answer the second part, no, I don't like this. I like to be under center. You don't have to be exclusively under center, but I would like to see you under center. Not only under center, running the ball, under center, throwing the football too. I
Especially
think
play
play
action.
action. Yeah, that's where I was going next. I think play action is more effective if you're running under center, um, than it is if you're doing that like zone read, play action, RPO, whatever you want to call it. I think it's more effective under center, and if you look at the proofs in the pudding. If you go around the NFL and look, play action is more effective if they're running under center. So,
Yeah.
I
Well, not
mean,
only that, like if you got a mid-grade running back, I don't know that you can run out of shotgun. That makes sense.
it takes a certain type of running back for sure. I mean, I don't know that like if we I know a little while back Zeke was like had us on his list when he was a free agent and he wanted to come. I was like, dude, there is no way Zeke will be effective in this offense. This guy is a downhill runner. Like you need him with a full head of steam with that big ass head as a battering ram running through people. There are running backs out there that I think you're right are not going to be effective in that zone read, shotgun pistol only offense. I mean, I think Swift like running out from under center too. So I
Swift's
think
one of the guys I think that can do it though.
yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like he could do it, but I think he liked running from with his quarterbacks under center. And while I don't know that, but I know that they're doing that a lot in Detroit.
I don't think Hurts can run from under center. Like,
I don't.
like run the offense.
I don't know if he can. I'm almost positive he doesn't like to.
Like I said, it was an assumption, so that's just just something I wanted to ask.
Well, I'd like to apologize for my DeMarco Murray reference. That
No. You're absolutely right. That's actually a good.
It's a Sunday.
It's a good talking point, to be honest, because all they did was try to feed him outside. He's not an outside running back. You know what I mean? He got it between the tackles.
Is the clock ticking on Barkley's happiness?
Possibly, but I feel like he's happy here. But
yeah, that was just a question. I'm not saying
he got a what? He got a good bit of carries today. He got 18 carries, 47 yards.
Yeah, didn't get much out of it, but he also got something today that he's never gotten in his life. So let's also give a big hand to Barkley for getting his first win at Lincoln Financial Field.
Oh yeah,
in his career, he's never won.
Wow. That's insane. Because for what 8 years he was here once a year.
Yep, and he got beat down as a Giant.
That's great.
Or he didn't play.
What's his name? Boston Scott handed him his ass.
Oh yeah,
3
Giant
years.
killer.
Man, anything else on the negative side, guys? Because I think we're gonna take a brief break.
I think we're good.
Just before we, I don't know if this is negative or not, and this is going back. I should have mentioned this when we were talking about CJ. Do you guys think he's possibly playing through an injury right now, and that he doesn't want to come out because he has that label, that injury-prone label, hovering above his head? Because he was hurt there at the end of camp, like he didn't play, and he hasn't looked right this year yet.
Yeah,
So,
Do
you think maybe he's banged up still, or is it just he's inconsistent?
I think you got a point. I think you got a point because like when I was watching, he's been doing this thing this year, and with the tackling where it's been like 3 times now where he's got a for sure stick. And he kind of does the side whiff, and I thought maybe because we talked about business decisions, I thought maybe I don't know if he's injured, he doesn't want to like re-injure or injure more, But like it almost seems I had that thought, Clayton, of like is he making business? Like is he scared to lacerate another organ? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it might just be. I think it was a shoulder injury that put him down in camp there for the last 2 or 3 weeks of camp.
I think you have a point.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So that's one of the things I've been trying to look at. And again, because I don't want to trash CJ because I do really think that he brings a leadership role and some juice to this defense, man, that would be lacking if he wasn't there. As flat as this team is, without him, I think they would be even worse. So
100%.
He also is one of those guys that like seemingly gets injured in games and he'll come right back out and beast. You know what I mean? It ain't no scared shit. You know what I mean? That man gets hurt and he'll come right the hell back out. He don't give two shits. So I don't know if he is hurt. I don't know if he isn't. But again, like I said earlier, I think it was second in the league in missed tackles.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
could be. I mean, not that he was a great tackler before this, but that could be some of the reason. And again, I don't want to make excuses. I'm just speculating here. This could be completely, out of line. I don't know, but
And that might have been DBs. Might have been DBs second in the league for DBs for missed tackles, but I could be wrong.
Well, speaking of injuries, I guess we'd be remiss to skip over the fact that we got pretty banged up. We got pretty banged up in this game.
the biggest negative of the day, we lost
Jordan
fucking
Mailata.
Mailata.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not bad.
Yeah, let's
It looked
hope.
bad.
Slay went down as we mentioned. Slay was out. Looked like a knee situation.
Yep. I think for Mailata, I think we, if he's not okay, I think we move Becton out left tackle and maybe try to fill that guard role.
Yeah, I mean Steen looked good in his, limited time. Maybe start with Steen. If they don't want to move Becton, who's it? Fred Johnson? I don't know that he's the answer.
Fred
Driscoll?
Johnson.
I don't know.
I don't think did Fred Johnson play bad. I mean, the next drive, Mailata comes out and we score that touchdown. I mean, it wasn't a long drive that we had, but I don't think there was anything glaring.
Mailata came back out.
No.
Fred Johnson came out.
Fred Johnson came out. I didn't see Garrett really thumping him. I mean, he definitely lost some ground to him on a few reps, but I didn't see Garrett going game wrecking crazy on him or anything like that, which very well could have happened.
Oh yeah.
Garrett is just a freak of nature, and Johnson, I mean, in Tampa was.
These are positives though.
What do you give up for Garrett?
First pick for the next 3 years. All right. I'm crazy.
All right. We're gonna take a quick break,
Take a break.
guys. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna regroup and let's do it. Cheers. We are back, guys. Look, I know we talked about, there was a lot of bad, but I have a different take on this game. I got a different take. I came away feeling positive.
Okay.
I came away. Yeah, I came away. I felt, and trust me, all that negative stuff that we talked about and the stuff I said, like I feel you. I mean, there was a ton not to like, but when it comes to like getting the win, I mean, sure, we talked about wanting this blowout, this coming off a bye. We want to get 30, and I get that. But look, I mean, Hurts 16 for 25, 64% completion rating, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, 126.1 rating. The biggest thing, no turnovers. He didn't turn the ball over, and to me, that was his best performance of the season. I think that's encouraging. He's got his boys back. So yeah, I feel good about where Hurts is.
Yeah, snaps the streak. Thank fucking God, dude. We didn't beat the streak from 1970 or whatever it was. However, on a positive note, we beat the Browns in pretty much every metric possible. So that's a win, right? That's how you win in the NFL. You beat them in every metric possible. Total yards, third down efficiency, fourth down efficiency, all of it. You know what I mean? Like yards per play, everything goes into making a win.
Yes.
So I'm happy. Yeah. I'm happy.
Yeah, I felt happy. And 0 turnovers for the first time since week 13 last year.
Which is huge. I mean, that was everything we were hoping for. Like, just stop that streak, and we'll be that. We can start to heal as an offense. We'll be fine if we just don't turn the ball over. And I mean, looking at it, the offense did better than their offense. It should have. I mean, the only thing that they had better was time of possession. It was like 3-minute difference, something like that. But yeah, I mean, there was some positive for sure. I mean, if you're going through the defense, Ajomo, he's not going to show up on the stat sheet per se, but he had a hell of a game.
He should though.
He was disruptive in there. I think he got
Yeah.
half a sack. He got credited for half a sack, I think, on that.
Yeah, but he should have had 2. You know,
Yeah.
it should have been his sack, the original one, and then he should have had another sack on Watson. I know we watched that, and
Yeah, so I mean, he looked great today, which is encouraging. I mean, I think they decided during the bye week to kind of redistribute playing time. So I think Jordan Davis wasn't on the field as much, and we've seen a little more Ajamo, a little more Milton Williams, which was good to see. Another thing, and this is a guy I have been super down on, and I kill all the time. Nolan Smith had a great day today, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
he
I
did.
think and I'll tell you what, specifically, it was near the end of the game. It was really important. It was at that last drive that the Browns were down in the red zone.
Mhm.
It was a design play or a design run to Watson, and he has just a line of people, a convoy out in front of him. Dude, Nolan Smith steps up to their guard or their tackle, stands this guy up and sheds the block and makes the
Yep.
play. Like that's stuff that we haven't seen from him yet. And if he can do that consistently, if that's stuff that he can start doing on a regular basis, he might just be an NFL player.
Yeah.
So that's a huge positive. We need him. We need Huff, who even got credited for half a sack, and it was good to see him,
Jesus.
playing a little bit better today. Well, I mean, he's given you 0
Yeah.
today.
yeah.
He gave you, a 3.
Half.
Fuck it.
So
He's in the
I don't
locker
know.
room with one of those gold chains, like he's wearing like everyone gets.
yes,
He's out there. Whatever the popular rap song is, just dancing. It's like Jesus Christ.
But no, I mean, and it was good to see him. I seen Vic, had changed him up a little bit. I mean, he was still doing some edge responsibility, but on the reps that he was, told to go out there and pass rush, put all 4 hands down in the dirt and just shoot for the quarterback. He had good reps. So, I mean,
You know what?
positivity there.
I despise Huff, but
God.
I will say, I mean, there was multiple routes me and you watched. We were like, okay, that's a solid route or rep.
Rep,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? That's
Yeah.
a solid rep. It's like, God damn, maybe he is getting dialed in.
It's just sad. We're 5 games in and we're cheering for a solid rep. From our highest paid edge rusher, the guy who's supposed to be carrying the
Yeah.
bulk of the pass rush here.
He's also
We're-
like 4'5".
Yeah, he's small, man. Well, I mean, in his defense, he's around the size of Reddick, but he's no Reddick.
Dude, Reddick is in hot water, to say the
Yeah,
least.
this guy
Yeah.
gets his agents are like, all right, we're done with you. You're fired. I'm not making any money here.
And he's
No.
getting sued.
He's just cutting Japanese A5 Wagyu
The samurai sword.
with his own sword. You know what I mean? That's living it.
Well, he may have to start working at the Benihana. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Josh Sweat sighting. That was, hey,
Yes.
Josh
Yeah,
Sweat.
Sweat-
involved.
He played well.
Yeah, he did. I'll give him that. It's just he's after this year, I would not bring Sweat back. He's cooked. If you watch this man run, it looks like Robert Quinn walking through. Like everybody remembers Robert Quinn
Yeah, dude.
walking into the
Oh yeah.
NovaCare Center. I was like, oh my God, that guy kind of looks like O.J. Simpson. That guy can't walk.
It looked like the ref, the line ref of this game. I
The
mean, I've
bow-legged.
never seen anybody like your foot sideways.
Oh man, but yeah, Sweaty definitely looks
I love
awkward as
Sweat.
hell running. But
He's just not Sweat is not a first. I mean, I feel like he's more like a rotation guy.
yeah, he's not your.
That
he
makes
shouldn't
sense,
be a lead
you
rusher.
know?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I love the guy though.
Me too. I
Jalen-
like Sweaty.
Yeah. Jalen Carter was disruptive. He had a sack.
Oh, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see
So-
him. I was hoping he would come out because if he didn't come out and play well today against, especially when their backup center went down, so he was facing like a third string center. If he wasn't in there wrecking the game, I was gonna have serious questions because I mean that's what we're at with him.
You know what's crazy?
You got to be consistent.
You know what's crazy is we didn't see a lot of Jordan Davis today. And then it was kind of like late in the game, he made a big tackle or just like a normal tackle. But
Yeah,
You didn't just see like I don't think he started.
Oh, you didn't notice him going to the ground and doing his like crawl move that he does? He goes to the
No.
ground and just crawls.
But like I just remember like not really seeing him too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that his reps were knocked down, and
Well,
Jamo
rightfully so.
and Milton got their reps increased. So yeah, I mean, if that's what's gonna take so that he's around at the end of the game, okay, so be it. Because you can't have him just be there for the first 2 quarters and then he's gassed, and you got nothing left in the tank for the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I agree. And another I gotta do this. Let's the league. I know we put respect on this man's name, but AJ Brown. I mean, if he's not in everyone's top 5, I don't care who's around the top 5. AJ Brown needs to be in there because he is a beast. He's a monster,
man, dude. He's my favorite player.
6 receptions, 116 yards, 1 touchdown. He had that long one. I think it was like 23 yards at the end of the game. Man, he's a beast, and those are tough catches that he was making.
Oh, yeah. The one he made for an actual touchdown was absolute strength. Well,
the guy's all
strong as hell.
Too. And even that one at the end to really seal the game. That was, I know it looks like a great throw from Hurts, which it was a decent throw.
It's a great throw.
But I mean, he slowed up for it. I mean, he had to adjust his body, and he had his hands right where it needed to be. The ball hit him perfectly. So I mean, I'll give him that. It was a decent throw. It was a good throw.
Yeah. And you got Smitty coming back too. He had a decent game. He's like a gritty dude. Like Smitty's gonna do stuff that, like, the box score doesn't really like kind of tell the story of like his impact.
No, like slot Smitty is crazy.
I love
crazy.
slot
He'll
Smitty.
give you crazy work.
Yeah, he had a touchdown,
3 receptions, 64 yards, 45 long. It was nice. Both of our guys had an explosive play today. AJ had a 40-yarder. Devontae had a 45-yarder. So that was nice to see. Even Grant had an explosive.
That was a great design. Great play design.
Yeah.
So that he is capable. Whoever did that, and I know it wasn't Sirianni.
Well, it was good to see him just run the same, because I feel like sometimes when they lose their top guys at certain positions, they stop running certain routes for them. That was a Goddard route that Calcaterra ran, and he did it well. Hurts found him, and he busted off a 34-yarder.
Yeah, that was good to see.
AJ was also wide open on that route too.
Ooh, should he have gone to AJ?
Well, yes and no. I mean, Calcaterra got a ton of yards on that, but like Calcaterra's already gone that way. So if you go to AJ now, maybe you may have a blocker in front. So I mean, this is just ticky-tacky bullshit.
Yeah, just nitpicking after.
Yeah. But AJ was open.
Yeah. And
I'm not gonna say no, he needs to go to AJ. You know what I mean? But like,
right.
It was a great play. So I can never take that away from any of those. So
yeah, Sirianni moves to 4-0 all time with the Eagles after a bye week, and he's undefeated post buzz cut. So there's that.
Oh, geez.
Man, but I left positive. And I we face the Giants next week. So I think there's a chance we win that game. Good chance.
Yeah, we got another week to get it right. You know what I mean? Like again,
saying that since like week 4.
Dude, I hate to be this guy. I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to fucking be this guy, dude. But like I'm not seeing football where I want to be seen. You know what I mean? Like I want to dominate teams. I want to score. I want to score and score and score, and shut them down on defense. But I'm just not seeing it, dude. I don't see it.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask both you guys this. In that vein, like, did we get spoiled with? And we always talk about 22. We don't need to, but we were steamrolling teams. Like, is football supposed to be that, or is football going out and doing everything you can to win the game? Like, is our perception of a win flawed from having such a successful Super Bowl run season to like, hey, like, let's just win?
Yeah, I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
I 100% believe we're spoiled. If you go back to 22 and then 11 games into 23, I mean, what was this team's record? It was something
Oh, it was
crazy.
ridiculous.
It was
Yeah, it
like
was ridiculous.
26-6 or something like it was something like insane. And
Mhm.
we just got used to it. We got used to winning. Even though, in 23 it didn't look the same as in 22, we were 10-1. Didn't feel like 10-1, but we were still 10-1 and we were winning games. And then the collapse happened and it's like since then it just doesn't feel right anymore. It doesn't feel like it did back then. Even the wins don't feel, satisfying, I guess is the word. It just doesn't feel satisfying when we go out and squeak out a 4-point win on a Browns team that we should have blown out. But again, that's just being greedy, and that's I think being spoiled. Like a win is a win, and I know as cliche as that is, and as cliche as it is to say it's hard to win in the NFL, it really is. So, you know, I I'd have to agree that we're as a
Yeah.
fan base we are probably spoiled.
Yeah.
One thing they
God
do
damn
is
it.
stay in games. You know what I mean? Like, besides that Buccaneers game, I feel like they stay in games.
Is that a product of like is that a product of us lowering ourselves to
Yeah,
our opponent?
probably.
Playing down to the opponent,
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand where this came from. Like, because we never played down to our opponent in 22. Never.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, because you got to think like you know, and I will say, yeah, you said like Cleveland, they have some good play. They have really good players, and I mean, but that's a city too. Like that's a gritty city, and like I think they were prepared to come out and fight. I mean, that was their season. I mean, let's be honest. Like they're not going to do anything, and I think they were really giving it their all, and the coaches knew that, players knew that. So yeah, I mean, it was a win. I'll take it. What am I saying? I'm rambling.
No, I'm with you. I'll take a win. I just wish it would have looked. I wish it would have looked the way I wanted it to look, but I'll take the win at the end of the day. If this was a loss, this would be a completely different pod. I probably would have driven my car off the road on the way home.
Oh god damn.
Yeah. So
Well, hold on. Let's go through these stats though, quick. Of the game, we got we beat them in every metric. Okay, we got 14 first downs for the Browns, 19 first downs for the Eagles. Passes for first down, we beat them by 11 Eagles, 7 Browns. Rushes for first downs, we got 8-6. Penalties for first downs, we got 1-0, I guess. I don't know where that's at, but
Did
I
you
don't know.
guys think? Did you guys think that we were like doing good at keeping them at like 3rd and long?
Yes, I do.
That was something I
Anytime
noticed.
it's
I was
3rd
like,
and
okay.
long, you got to keep them.
No, I mean like we were getting them in there. Like we were getting them in 3rd
Yeah,
and long.
and at times they beat us. You're going to get beat maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
A good team's not going to get beat on 3rd and long. But
yeah.
dude, there was a moment
we
there
are.
where, like there was a moment there where like Watson like kind of looked like he was like starting to cook, and I was like, no. I was like, if this happens, I'm driving my car off a cliff.
Yeah. No, it was a streaky game for both sides, to be honest with you. Like one offensive unit would get hot, and then defense would put it out. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like talking about it, like I'm starting to feel better about it. But like when we first started this pod, man, I was extremely disappointed. But like you guys are starting to, at least you, Alex, you're starting to make me you're starting to make me a little more positive here. Like fuck it.
Well, look, like here's the thing: if we can get this Hurts, because like let's be honest, the special team stuff like that's not good. But you're not going to bank on that happening every game. If we can get this Hurts, who protects the football and throws 64% completion percentage, he's got AJ Brown, Smith. Our defense, like you said, like they only gave up 9 points. I mean, if we can if this isn't just a fluke and we're starting to trend in that direction, then I think we got building blocks to maybe turn this thing around. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah, and I honestly believe these next 3 games here, and I know the Bengals will be a test for the defense. Their defense
Yeah.
is not all that great.
Bengals
but,
are putting it on and losing.
And losing. Yeah, that's just it. Like Joe Burrow is the touchdown leader, and I think they have 1 win. It's crazy. But if we can just build off of today, go into the Giants, get momentum there, take care of business, build off of that, we're at home against Jacksonville, build off of that, and then go into the Bengals and get a win. Dude, we're looking really good. We run off 4 straight wins here. We're 6-2. Just we need to keep going up from here. Like none of this. We can't have a letdown. We can't have something happen. Like against the Giants where we end up losing. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Okay, we're in trouble.
We need to take care of the obvious. Like the obvious is there. Like we should even if we go this game included, even if we go 3 out of 4 and go into the Cowboys, like I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think that's 3 weeks. That's almost a month's time. This is a narrative driven league. Like, okay, say we rattle off 4 straight wins. I mean, like the narrative will be Sirianni fighting for his job. He's Rocky. He's fighting for his job. He's punching back. He's doing it. Like, I mean, we could be having a completely different conversation heading into the Cowboys week if we just take care of the obvious here, and that's win against these teams that are beatable.
Hold on, I got a special guest.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on here, he wants to say something. One time.
To all you losers that don't like the Eagles, they will beat you in the Super Bowl one day. Go Birds!
Yes, sir.
Right.
I loved it.
We're out here.
Guys, well, anything we say is not going to get better than that. Like that was great. And yeah, man, you losers don't like the Birds. Let's wrap it up. Anything else, guys?
I got nothing, man.
No, I got nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, I was incorrect. It's the Bengals and the Jags. But either way,
yeah,
need to build off of these this strip of games here because once
I agree.
we get to the Cowboys,
I agree.
It's Cowboys, Commanders, and then we're going out to the Rams, and then the Ravens.
Commanders could be a problem, but
yeah,
that's a topic for another day, guys. We are we're good. We're good. I feel good about it. I
feel better.
Philly is back.
Philly's back, guys. Philly. I feel like we're back. Don't drive your car off of a cliff.
I'll resist the urge. I will resist the urge this week.
Guys, we are totally back. We'll hit you guys up with a pregame pod for next week. We face the Giants. If you want to send us any internet mail, you can do that at speakingbirds@gmail.com. If you'd like to call into the show, if you have beef with anything we say or want to put your opinion out there, give us a call. It's 215-469-1480. We'll play your message on the show and we'll react to it, of course. Guys, any last words?
Go fucking Birds. Let's go.
Go Birds.
We're back. Losers that don't like the Birds.